Thank you everyone for tuning in to Unlock Me today, where we are conversing with thought leaders, founders, and CEOs about their journey, how they have unlocked their own true potential, and now they are unlocking the true potential of folks around them. Evening, afternoon, and morning, based on where you are from. This is your host, Prashant. And before I get any further, I would like to emphasize the purpose of this event. We aim to unlock the true potential of folks who are in constrained environments. Maybe not able to get enough time to follow their role models, or maybe unable to break through their extremely preoccupied mundane life, or maybe the internet buzzwords are adding friction to harness positive changes. No matter what the reason may be, there is value in staying towards the end of this event. And without any further ado, let me introduce you to today's guest speaker, Essma Agrawal. Essma Agrawal has been working in the media as a news anchor, show host, moderator, and content writer for the past 15 years. Blessed with a good voice, she is currently the owner of the Xpresstudio, which provides voice services to various brands and services. In addition to conducting voice training and anchoring classes, she has lent her voice to various national and international projects, including COVID-19 awareness, voiceovers for WHO and EVM awareness, voiceovers for the government of India. Welcome to the event, Essma. How are you doing? Where are you? What's going on in your life?
Hi, Prashant. First of all, I must say thank you for inviting me here. And as you asked me that what's going on my side, so one word I can say, I'm really feeling privileged. Why? Because being on the other side of the mic, being interviewed rather than
Absolutely.
interviewing people that I usually do. So thanks a lot for putting me on the other side of the mic.
Absolutely. I'm excited too. We have a very special topic here today. Career reboot, strategies for women to restart their career. And I am sure that folks who are interested into it are going to take some valuable pointers after this session. So, guys, whoever has joined the event here, why don't you show us some love here? Give me a thumbs up or heart so that we know that you're listening to us. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, folks. Esma, this particular topic is very close to my heart too, because a lot of times what happens is that after marriage, a woman loses a lot of her friends because she has to give time to her family. And if somebody is working, it is very nice. But after parenthood, things change again. The friends are not the same. And there are many, many things happen. But you know what? Before we delve into all those things, I just wanted to ask you about your career restart journey. I know you've been a renowned news anchor and you have done a lot of shows. You have interviewed many renowned personalities in India. Let's start with that. Your career restart journey, Esma. Over to you.
Thank you, Prashant. And as you said, that this subject is quite close to your heart. So I must say, this is really, really close to my heart as well, because I can never forget from where I have come. I mean, the best word I could say for myself, I was a novice. I was nobody. Nobody in the sense that, of course, I was married. I was very happily married and I was mother of two, beautiful Golumulu daughters. But as far as my professional qualifications were concerned, I was nobody because I got married at the last year of my graduation. So I was
Oh,
professionally not qualified. But
I see.
thankfully, I was married into a family. They pushed me towards doing my master's, which I did, along with a course in certificate in guidance and counseling. And that gave me, some kind of confidence that, yes, I have something inside me.
Mm-hmm.
Then, besides, after having my daughters, I
Mm-hmm.
was thoroughly a homemaker.
Mm-hmm.
And it was then that I realized, ki, what am I doing? I mean, am I going to do this only throughout my life?
Mm-hmm.
So then came an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
There was a mentor of mine who asked me to record my voice for a e-learning module.
Okay.
And when my husband listened to that, he was the one who asked me, why don't you go and try your hand at being a news anchor? You
Mm.
won't believe, Prashant.
Mm-hmm.
First day, he's asked me to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Second day, my resume was ready.
Mm-hmm.
Third day, I went to meet the news channel people through one of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth day, I had the audition.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I got selected the same day. And fifth day, they gave me a slot to read out the news.
Oh, you mean to say the news has been the live news in a TV?
Not live at that time. It
Okay.
used to be a recording.
Okay.
in the local cable channel that of course Jaipur I am from, and Jaipur doesn't have national news channels. Of course,
Uh-huh.
they were the cable TV at that time. It was, I'm talking about 2005.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. So what we had was some jugaad kind of thing, and the news anchoring was done like that. But it was a proper news because there was a light, camera, action, everything had to happen,
Mm-hmm.
and it happened for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't believe the day I was sitting. I was the first time I had casted the news.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally shaking.
Mm-hmm.
I was so nervous. I couldn't imagine ki what's happening to me. Matlab, 10 days earlier, I
Mm-hmm.
was at a stage where I was not sure what am I going to do with my life. And
Mm-hmm.
here I am sitting. So I was literally shaking. I was very, very nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But that day, something came into my mind. I literally froze, but
Mm-hmm.
something came into my mind, and it was now or never. If I
Wow.
had backed out,
Mm-hmm.
then it wasn't, the road would have ended for me. And
Mm-hmm.
probably I would not have gathered the courage to appear there again.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't believe, Prashant, that day I just
Mm-hmm.
read out the news with a poker face, no expressions at all, but I did it.
Wow. That is so
And from
nice.
there, I started. And I'm very sure that many women who actually take the first step to have a similar kind of feeling,
Mm-hmm.
whether they'll be able to do it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But here, the mantra is don't give up, go
Mm-hmm.
for it. If you'll take the first step, you're bound to take the second step again.
Right. Now, you know what, Esma, I would like to pause here and ask you this question. It's easier said than done. Like, let me ask a question which you can answer from your life. Like, in the stage of life, how were you feeling where, you wanted to do a few things and you were not able to do? Was it suffocating, frustrating, or what was it? Because that's the state of mind where an individual has to take the opportunity, jump when the opportunity is out there. So I'm very curious to know, how was it like?
Prashant, as you asked, was it suffocating?
Mm-hmm.
Without any qualms, it was. Yes,
Okay.
it was suffocating.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy with my life, no
Mm-hmm.
doubts about it. I'll be very, very dead honest here that I was happy with life because being the mother of two girls,
Mm-hmm.
I was thoroughly enjoying my motherhood. But you know
Mm-hmm.
what? With each one of us, it happens that is a side of your personality that
Mm-hmm.
craves for recognition, for
Mm-hmm.
achievement,
Mm-hmm.
something you had done before, but it needs to be nourished.
I agree to that.
So it was the stage I was into. Though I was happy in my life, but there was something inside me which was craving for recognition. I had to nourish that also.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I had to take this step that I decided to go for it despite of having problems also, with two little children when my elder one was just 4 years old and the younger one was just 1.5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to, but thankfully I'd been blessed with a joint family and they looked after the girls when I went for that 2 hour slot to read out the news.
That
So
is so
from there
important.
it
Yeah.
started actually. Yes, it was definitely, it was somehow suffocating to some extent, of course.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know what? There must be some mental blockage, as you called out, obstacles, right? Social obstacles. What were those social obstacles in your case, Esma? And how did you overcome it? I'm very much curious to know, and audience would love to know, like, how did you overcome those obstacles?
Of course, Prashant, and I'm sure that all the audience, the women listeners, they will agree to me on this that we women try to fit ourselves in all the roles.
Hmm.
Obstacles that you're talking about is not only the obstacles that we have from outside. We have
Hmm.
certain problems inside also. Not exactly problems, I must say,
Mm-hmm.
but we women expect a lot from ourselves also.
Hmm.
See, that's where the difference lies between a man and a woman. That wherein we try to fit into all the roles. We try that our homes should look, spick and span. We should be very, very good mother. We should be very, very good wife.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to work also. So similar kind of obstacles were there into my life also, that I had just very little time left to myself to, go out and do the things I want to do.
Right.
Rest I had to devote to my family, to my girls. They needed me. Just
Mm-hmm.
imagine, there are two lives who are completely dependent upon you for everything,
Absolutely.
for
Yeah.
eating, for drinking, for going out, for entertainment. You are the one who's responsible for them.
Right.
So it becomes very difficult for a woman to step out of that role and to switch the roles. Inside the home, I was a mother.
Right.
And as soon as I reached my news channel office, I had to forget about it. I just can't keep on talking about my girls, and I can't be like a mother. I had to get into the role of a news anchor who needs to sound confident and very convincing while she is delivering the news.
Yeah.
So these kinds of obstacles were, of course, there. And I feel that a woman, whenever she steps out of that comfort zone of her home,
Mm-hmm.
feels like this only, I'm very sure.
I agree to that. Obstacles, these are some things which you have just pointed out, like one by one. But how about the mindset? Sometimes, when we are not in the mindset of, let me say, that convincing a lot of people why you have to change your lifestyle, why you have to restart your career, why you have to go out and work. You belong to a well-to-do family. There is no dearth of money. Why? How do you answer those questions?
You're
Were you
you're
bothered with
so
those
right.
questions? Yeah.
Yeah. You're so right, Prashant, because this is one of the major obstacles, of course, I faced, that people ask me, why do you need to do this?
Yeah.
I mean, I belong to a business class family. My husband is a businessman and he's doing very well. So
Mm-hmm.
financially, there was no need of doing, any such thing. But again, as I said, now or never, along with it, never give up. That
Okay.
I wanted to nourish that side of mine. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, being a good wife, being a very good daughter in law, being an excellent mother, I wanted to have a personality. I wanted to have an identity of mine. That was Essma only. You
Wow.
know, no maiden surname like Gupta or no Agarwal, just
Mm-hmm.
Essma. She's also someone whom people should know. I realized my potential while I was working.
Mm-hmm.
I and you know what actually nourished? The feedback of people when they said, "Oh God, you're so good.
Of
Oh,
course.
I mean, you're good in expressing things. You
Right.
write well also. You
Mm-hmm.
speak so well. Your
Right.
voice is so good."
Yeah.
So these were the things which were basically nourishing that side of my personality.
Mm.
And this is what I said to people when they asked me, Ki, why do you need to do? To keep myself happy,
Mm.
to be actually a good mother to my girls. And I wanted my girls to feel like this, ki, yes, I can be a role model to them.
Yes, you are.
So
Yeah, of course. I mean, you
these
made
were
it big
certain,
too. You made it big too. So this is good to know for sure. Isma, one more quick question. That was the first step. Okay, you started your
yeah.
career, restarted your career. There were people asking you questions, and then you had the mindset, yes, this is what I wanted to do. Your clarity was crystal. Then came challenges at work, right? There were things which you have not done in the past. So, how did you manage?
Yeah, Prashant, because after doing, say, 7 or 8 years as working as a news anchor, I thought the things went really mundane for me. Although I was a very good news anchor. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, people always said ki you are too good at it. But then I was feeling a kind of stagnation in my life, that it was all
Mm.
going very mundane.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, since I was working in a cable TV channel, being in the tier 2 city like Jaipur,
Mm-hmm.
so there were not many options available.
Right.
So that was the time when I thought it is time to, spread my wings now.
Okay.
So I just call quits to this news thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about starting something of my own.
Okay.
This was the point. Until then, yes, till then I had done very many shows as a live anchor also for the
Mm-hmm.
TV shows. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, done a few election coverages also, and some TV shows with the medical TV shows also, which were live
Mm-hmm.
for half an hour or so. So I had gained a lot of confidence, and
Okay.
people already had told me, yes, I have got a very good voice, because I
Mm.
had done a few voiceovers also during the news.
Mm-hmm.
So now this was the time to do something of your own. Someone once told me, we were there in the cable TV channels के लिए कि बंद गली का आखिरी मकान है, and that was very true,
Wow.
because with the stepping in of the DTH services, the cable channel was going to be obsolete.
Mm.
So this was the time when I had to take a step forward,
Mm-hmm.
and this was the time when I decided to do something of my own. So first thing was I did set up a recording studio of my own,
Mm-hmm.
and thereafter I realized that I could do so many things after having a space of my own.
Mm.
I started with doing a little bit of content writing, also some promotional stuff I'd written.
Mm-hmm.
I got a chance to interview Shashi Tharoor, who is, of course, I
Very
just felt
renowned.
so frightened in front of her with the kind of English that he delivers, but that was a terrific experience.
Uh-huh.
So, after interviewing so many people, I gained lots and lots of confidence that, yes,
Mm.
I have in it me. And like this. The journey is still going on, Prashant.
That is so nice because with every step, new challenge comes. And once you overcome the challenge, that's what makes an individual more powerful, is what I believe in too. So, Esma, now what are you up to? What do you do? I mean, I'm very excited to know, like, how did your whole studio thing turned up to? Tell us something about your studio.
Yeah. So Prashant, right now I have a studio. I mean, it's a kind of agency. It's the Xpresstudio, wherein I have an audio setup. I have a recording setup, as you all can listen me through my own recording setup only. I do lent voice to documentaries, to e-learning modules, to commercials. And similar such stuff. I mean, we all do hear that, like, it's whether it's in the social media that we do have the commercials, or we do have these days e-learning modules are becoming really, really the need of the hour.
Absolutely.
And we have promotional, like such AVs also, the audio visuals. So I lent my voice to them. And besides, I'm associated with Princess Diya Kumari Foundation, and I'm conducting the interviews, taking the interviews of the celebrities hailing from Rajasthan under the page Hamara Rajasthan, Saksham Rajasthan. And besides, I am doing a few of live events also. But I'm sticking for the live events. I'm sticking to either healthcare, which I specialize into, interviewing the doctors, and sometimes to the music related people, because music is like kind of my passion. You can say I'm into multifarious activities related to media, especially broadcast media.
Wow, Esma, this is such great achievement, I would say. Now, you have done it. And there are a lot of people here who are listening to us now, and some of us will be listening to us later on our YouTube channel and on Spotify. What tips you have for women who want to restart their career, who studied well, who wanted to become a professional one day and contribute to the society and have a business or a profession of their own? So what is your message? Tips, tricks, please.
Yeah, Prashant. Again, this is very, very close to my heart because I myself have done. I would love the women who are even thinking about doing something. Rather, even if you're not thinking about doing anything, I'll say, do think about doing something. Because yes, being a mother is a gratifying job. But women, you need to look inside yourself also. I mean, what about that time? See, as far as I'm concerned, I used to think, what about that time when these girls will just go? Because I didn't want to keep girls to myself only. I wanted them to fly.
Right.
So then what? I looked at my mother. I was looking at my mother-in-law. So I wanted to be somewhere. I would like to give some tips to the women, to girls, that first of all, we all need to know our strengths. What are we passionate about? First comes our strengths. Like in my case, I know my voice was my strength. For that, what to do? Go back to the basics. Go to your roots. It was either during your school years or during your college years, you'll definitely find out something that was, that used to be your strength. Like, for example, in my case, I was awarded the best newsreader in my school.
Oh.
By simply reading the news in the assembly. But I knew that my voice was my strength. So just by recording a single module, I took the first step. So women, first of all, try to see what's your strength.
Yep.
Then there is another thing. We can start by realizing what we are actually passionate about.
Okay.
Because, Prashant, when passion meets profession, it's no longer a job. It becomes fun.
That is true. I agree to that.
So we need to discover that what are we passionate about? Look around yourself. See how many people are doing that. I mean, whatever your passion is. And if they can do, so can you.
Okay. Sometimes we are not sure what our strengths are. Sometimes,
Yes.
when someone is having some hard time in their lives, they cannot think rationally. So what do you suggest? I just want to drill down on that part.
Yes, definitely, Prashant. At the time definitely comes at when we are so confused.
Right.
Rather, we can say that we are so much out of touch with ourselves.
Yep.
Not exactly this, that we don't know the passion. It's just that we don't want to see the passion, probably because we are afraid.
Right.
We are fearful. You and me and everybody else knows that every man and woman has got certain strengths,
Yep.
certain talents,
Yep.
or skills, or a way to do things, right? We all do have.
Yep.
Is it possible for any person not to have any passion or any strength? It's simply impossible.
Yep.
So at those times, you just need to think about it properly. Probably you can start with this very simple step. Take a pen and paper, write down. Write down about your strengths. And as I said, I suggested earlier, you can go back to your roots, to your childhood.
Yep. Yep.
And there are, joy lies in very, very little things. Something which you used to do in the school time.
Right.
That can turn out to be a profession, because nowadays you're seeing that it's no more like either a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer. No, there are so numerous options available.
Yeah. And no boundaries. I mean, you can serve internationally. I mean, you don't have to
don't limit yourself.
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself. We are living in the age of that social media. And thanks to, all these platforms like LinkedIn, like Instagram, like Facebook, there's so much on the YouTube. So you just need to delve into yourself. That's most important. And get rid of that fear. Take one step at a time. Deal with it, the problems that come, and then take the next step.
Yep. Now, you said deal with the fear. Okay, it's easier said than done, right? When somebody is just feared of something, what tip you have for that individual, that what he or she should do in that situation?
See, Prashant, here I would like to give an example. What I take life is, life is more like driving a car.
Okay.
When you drive a car and you have a destination in mind, and when you set out, do you get the roads all clear? There's nothing on the roads, no one coming. It's not possible, right? When you start driving a car, there are speed breakers also. There are people crossing the roads also. There will be people overtaking you also. At times, you will overtake people also.
Yes.
At times, there will be, traffic signals where you'll have to stop, red lights.
Yep.
There'll be a traffic congestion also. Life is like that only.
But you need to know your destination is what my takeaway is. Once your destination is locked, it's all set to get on the seat. Yeah. That makes sense. So I will just recall and summarize here what you said. So identify your strengths, identify your passions, deal with your fears, figure out what you were good at. Maybe not right away, but maybe go back to your childhood. What were you good at? So that makes sense. And that is very simple to follow. And also anybody can follow that. I don't see a reason why anybody can not follow that. And what kind of support system you can offer, Essma? If somebody needs any help, how can you help them?
I guess as a support, the best I can do is to motivate people. Because I'm kind of a personality who thinks like never give up.
Okay.
Come what may, never give up.
Right.
And besides, I guess I'm too good in, you can call me a presentation specialist.
Okay.
With the Xpresstudio, my main aim has been to anchor people regarding how to present themselves. Like, for example, I do voice train people for how to project your best voice, how to be a good public speaker, and how to present yourself during the meetings. So these are some of the tips that I feel that I'm very good at. And this is how I can support and, help people.
So folks, Essma Agrawal is extending her support. So reach out to her. No, I ask this question to people because, you know what? Most of the times when I ask to people, who is your role model? And they may say Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg. But they forget one thing here. A role model needs to be someone who had similar situations like you, and that individual took some steps to get out of it. Role model is not about knowing what are the right things one has done. Role model is all about that how did an individual broke out from that shell and became the tree and yielding that particular fruit, what it was or he or she was born for. So that is my my definition of looking at role models. And definitely, Essma, you are a role model for a lot of people who want to do something on their own. And this is what we had for today, Essma.
Thank you so much, Prashant, for making me realize that even I can be role model. Honestly speaking, I didn't think about it. But yes, that's very true what you said, that role model are people who are, whom we look upon. But yes, they also have come out of the similar circumstances. The only difference is that the degree to which they have reached, or the place where they have reached, is something which we think, oh my God, can we be like them? But at least you can try to. This is what I think.
Absolutely, Essma. Any other closing notes from your side, Essma?
I would like to say to the larger community, there's something that I would really love to convey.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's women or men, for that matter, not confined to women only.
Mm-hmm.
No matter who you are, no matter what you did, no matter where you've come from, you can always change. You can always become a better version of yourself. It's a quote by Madonna, but it's really, really close to my heart. And you won't believe it, I read it each and every day.
Wow.
So this is something which I think I need to convey. I want to loudly tell this to everyone.
Essma, that got me some goosebumps. And also knowing about the practice that you read something every day. That's what is important to build a mindset. Folks, show me some love here. Essma Agrawal here for you. Thank you so much for joining here. Some of the things which I really wanted to call out one more time: identify your strengths, identify your passions, deal with your fears. And Essma Agrawal, you are a role model for anybody and everybody who wants to restart their career as a woman and men as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for your time. And we will come back again with another guest. Thank you. And you all can follow Essma on LinkedIn and connect with her. Ask if you have any questions for her. Talk to you again soon. Thank you so much, Essma.
Thank you, Prashant. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity of unfolding myself and helping me with venting out a few of things that I really wanted to convey to the larger community. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Essma. Everyone, thank you again for joining. Have a good one.